Welcome to Stella Roos Table, the podcast dedicated to life and everything that comes with it. Come on in and have a seat, grab your beverage of choice, and let's sit down at this table and have a chat. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good night, whatever time of day it is where you are. I greet you with a big old Texas smile and a hug from afar. You have tuned into Stella Roos Table, the podcast dedicated to life and everything that comes along with it. I am your host, Kimberly Brown, and I am unapologetically myself because I don't know how to be anybody else. I am so glad that you guys tuned in on today. We are in the midst of our Women Talking series. There are a lot of different subjects that we are going to cover, but today we are covering bitter or tired. Is she bitter or is she tired? And this is part 4 of that particular subject. And I am so glad that we got to this. I got to share this with a good friend of mine, and we have some other subjects coming up as well. Now, before I play the end of the part 4 of this podcast, excuse me for getting tongue tied, I want to make sure that you guys know how to get a hold of me and interact with me, because I would love to hear from some of you. If you have a question, you have a subject you want us to discuss, you can send me an email at stellaroostable@gmail.com. If you want to find us on social media, you can locate me on Twitter at Ruth_table, and you can locate me on Facebook and Instagram, both at Stella Roos Table. And I would love to hear from you, see you, send me a picture, send me, anything. I would just love to interact with you because I love you all so very much. So now let's get into the podcast. And if that, for me, is one of the most selfish things in the world, because you've already started your new life.
That's right.
So if me and you fall apart, you've already moved on to somebody else. So now I'm left to deal with all this heartache and pain and grieving over the relationship, but you've already moved on.
And he ain't tripping.
And right. And you acting like a monkey. You grabbing one vine and you hadn't let go of the other one.
Yeah.
Yet.
Wow. Wow. I like that.
And for me, that is like complete betrayal, because you took away my choices. That's the one thing I always tell everybody: you don't take my choices away.
That's right.
That's when I'm at the point where I really don't think I'm going to be able, I can forgive you, but I'm not going to forget, and I'm going to be done.
Right.
Stuff happened. I'm not going to carry the grudge, but I'm going to be finished because you took all my choices away. You didn't give me the option to move on.
That's right.
Now I'm laying up here in my bed by myself crying because the person I was in love with is in bed with somebody else, but you living good and moving on and going on vacations and all that kind of stuff. And I'm sitting over here trying to find some way to get warm under the covers.
Right. Lord, have mercy.
And that's for me. And what I tell one of the things that I say to my son all the time is, when your wife is checking your phone, I'm not one to do that. When your wife is checking your phone or your girlfriend's checking your phone and stuff like that, there's a reason she's doing that. What she's really saying is, am I the only one?
Right. And that goes back to that insecurity and right. Oh my goodness, yes.
Yeah, what she's really saying is, am I the only one? There's something that has happened that has caused her to think that maybe she's not the only one.
She's not the only one. Yep. Wow.
So she's trying to get answers. And don't take it as she just some old crazy jealous woman.
Right.
You done something to push her to that.
That's right. Wow.
And that's what I can't get some of these young men to understand is most women. Now, there are some of them that are just straight crazy. That it is what it is. But a lot of women, when they are like that something has happened to push them to that point. And you have to be willing to get in the trenches and make her feel secure.
As you're right, that's the most important thing. Once you take that, it's very, very difficult to get back. It really is.
Right. Once you take that, it's really hard to get that back. And and I have to equate it to, and I equate a lot of stuff to the relationship between me and my husband, because like I said, I know what a bad relationship looks like. And now I'm in the good one. Is it perfect all the time? Nope.
Right. But you knowing that you have something to compare it to,
right.
You know?
But the good outweighs the bad.
That's right.
When me and my husband first started seeing each other, and see, older people date different.
Yeah, that's true. That is so true.
We already kind of know what we want. We don't waste a lot of time.
Yeah.
Because like I said, we met right after Thanksgiving. By Christmas Eve, we were engaged.
Oh my goodness.
And we were married.
You really wasn't playing around.
We were married in May. we we're older. You already kind of know what you want, what you don't want, what you like, what you dislike.
Because you done been there, done that. That's right.
You been there, done that. That time out for foolishness. I don't recommend that. I don't recommend that for everybody.
Yeah.
But we had both been in marriages previously. We had both been through relationships, that had taken us into crazy places. And we had when we met each other, it was like instantly we knew. He knew. I didn't know. He knew on the second date. I was looking at him going, man, please.
But see, that goes back to the saying, like we've been saying this whole time, that life is just too short. Why, if you know, why waste time?
Right. And that's what he was like, you my wife. I'm like, man. It took a few weeks for him to convince me. But but we used to tell my son this because, and he probably would just melt into brown sugar when he hear it. My son was not always the faithful person to his significant. He's done some stuff.
Right. Wow.
I mean, he's done some stuff. I'd be like, boy, what were you thinking? I never understood in his whole life since he was about 18 years old why he would cheat, because he got caught every single time. And the thing is like I said, he's cute, and he knows it.
He knows it.
He knows he's cute, and that's the problem, because he's a good-looking young man, and he know he a good-looking young man. Them girls didn't have a chance. But I used to tell him all the time, he was going through some stuff with his wife at the time. Well, they weren't married yet, but they had a baby, and he was just really going through it because he had done some stuff. And I told him, I said, you basically, son, you pushed her to it,
Right.
But I was trying to explain to him how you have to make her feel secure. If she's willing to forgive you and take you back and work on it, you can't expect her to be over it in 2 days.
Right.
You have to really fight to earn that trust.
That's gonna be a battle. Yep.
Right. And I said, and I'm gonna tell you what sold it for me with my husband. When we were dating, he had been telling me that he knew I was his wife. And I was telling him he was crazy as Betsybug. And one day he sat down at my dining room table and he looked at me and he said, I want to know when my phone rings who it is. He said, I don't want to be wondering which woman is calling me. I want to know only one woman is calling me. And the moment I said, okay, let's try being exclusive.
Yeah.
He picked up his phone and sent out a text to all these women.
No way.
And said, hey, I met somebody. I'm in a relationship. I can't talk to you no more.
Wow.
That
did spoke it in volumes text. To you, huh?
Yeah, that spoke volumes because he did it in a text. Then, here was the kicker. The next day, he said, come on, let's go. We're going to go for a ride. I'm like, okay, well, I don't know where we're going, but okay, whatever. He takes me to the Sprint store. I'll never forget it. We go to the Sprint store. He opens up a new account, 2 new phones, mine and his, totally new phone numbers.
What?
He don't want no stuff.
See, that's your security right there.
That spoke volumes.
Yeah.
Because at that precise moment, he was letting me know, nobody but you.
You was the only one. Wow.
So first he let them know, hey, I can't talk to y'all no more. Then he changed the phone number. That spoke volumes.
Yep.
Then there was one that kept trying to linger.
Mhm.
So when she couldn't get him on the phone, she sent an email.
Oh my Lord.
And so he said, "Here, somebody sent me an email." Then this let me know he was serious. He said, "Somebody done sent me an email. Can you check it out? Tell me what it is." And I read the email,
Yeah.
and I said, "Really?" And so he said, "Who was it?" I told him who it was. He said, "Well, I ain't gonna respond." I said, "Well, I am."
Uh-oh.
But the fact that at that moment he did not hide anything
Yeah.
from me.
Mhm.
I had access. When I say I had access to everything, I
Wow.
had access to everything. Cell phone, email addresses, passwords. I had access to everything.
Wow.
That's why to this day, if somebody come to me and say, "You know, me and your man been talking," I'm like, "Girl, please." You know,
If they had, you would know.
I would trust me, I would know. Not
Mhm.
because I'm digging for it,
Mhm.
because he leaves everything wide open because he
Mhm.
don't want no problem. He ran into, we had just got married, and he ran into an old girlfriend in the grocery store
Mhm.
and talked to her for a few minutes. He came home and told me because he didn't want no stuff.
Okay.
I ran
Wow.
into, just in case somebody say they saw me talking to a woman, I ran into such a such.
Wow.
But you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I told my son, you have to give somebody that kind of security.
That's right.
And see, he knew, my husband knew from the get-go, I have low tolerance for foolishness.
Mhm.
Been there, done that. I've had the cheating husbands and the cheating boyfriends, and I've had all that. I'm not doing that again.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to be part of your trap, what the young folks say. I ain't trying to be part of your trap
Mhm.
or nothing like that. I'm selfish. I'm an only child. I got to be the only one.
That's right.
And if I can't be the only, I can't be one. I cannot be one of. I have to be the one.
The one. That's
And
it.
if I can't be the one, then we need to talk about it so we can figure out how we gonna split this thing up.
Mhm.
That's just where I stand on it.
Mhm. Mhm.
And he doesn't, and he understands that. And so I had to tell my son that. I was like, "Son, you got to give people the option to stay or go.
That's right.
If you're not gonna do right, tell them the truth.
Mm.
Be honest with them. If you don't
Mhm.
want to be with this person, tell this person you don't want to be with them." And I think that's one of the things that us as women, we tackle even in over 40,
Mhm.
is people being dishonest with us.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. That's huge.
Yeah.
That's
So
huge. Cause like that security, that's if you find out that somebody is being dishonest, like once that trust is gone, oh my
mhm,
goodness. It's like a never ending battle of always constantly wondering, well, is and then you got these knucklehead men who just gonna lie about stupid stuff.
right.
And I'm thinking to myself, if you're gonna lie about something as trivial as this,
Right.
come on now.
Right. But
So
then,
yeah.
again, you've pushed me to this spot where I'm standing firm
Mm,
and looking at you out the side of my head
mm,
and telling you no,
yeah.
But now I'm bitter.
Uh, right.
I'm bitter
Mm-mm.
because I'm telling you how I feel.
Mm-hmm.
Could it possibly be I'm just tired of your foolishness?
Right.
And then if I'm
Wow.
telling you this is how I feel and I'm sick of this, and this,
Mm-hmm.
why is it, who hurt you?
Yeah.
Why does everything, now let me ask you this, Yanni, because this is another one of mine. Why is it that everything that is unpleasant with a woman, when I say unpleasant, I'm saying she's angry about something, or
Right,
she's,
right.
like I said, or even she's saying, she just ain't feeling it right now,
Yeah.
or she's not really talking to you, or she's just straightforward and she don't say it sweet. Now,
Mm-hmm.
I'm the kind of person, I'm gonna say it as sweet as I can because that's just how I'm built. But
Right.
everybody's not built like me.
That's
Why is
right.
it when she's just herself everything that has happened to her, or everything that shows who she is right now, is equated to what some man done to her.
Come on now.
Why is that?
Always.
Why is everything in my life got to be
Tied to something. Right.
tied to a man? Now, don't get it twisted. I love men.
Yeah.
I love the man that I have.
Yeah.
And there are some really good men out there. But why is it that, and I feel bad for like some of my friends that are over 40 and single, because everything that they do and don't do is tied to a man. If she's striving to be the best in her field, it's because a man done hurt her and she don't want to be bothered with no men, because she done, or if she's rising to the top of her field, who would she sleep with to get to the top?
Yep. That's a famous one right there.
Yeah, she done some stuff to get up there. Or if she's faltering because she's kind of going into seclusion a little bit, a man done hurt her. So that's why she ain't kind of, or here's the other thing. All that's wrong with her is she need a man.
Oh my Lord. Yeah. Yep. I've heard that one.
Girl, if I have a man, and that pisses me off.
Yeah.
Why she gotta have a man? She doing fine just by herself. If she want, see, I'm of the belief. I think that there is somebody for everybody.
That's right. I feel that too.
And I believe that everybody deserves love and companionship. And yeah, when you get a little older, you want that. But if you are choosing to just be by yourself, or because there's a few women, there are a few women that are by themselves by choice.
By choice, that's right.
There are women that are by themselves because they've been hurt and they just really don't want to be bothered. And then there are women that are just by themselves because they just haven't found anybody.
Right.
But why is it that if I'm by myself by choice, I just need a man?
Come on now.
Why is it that if I'm by myself because a man hurt me, I just need another man to get over that? And why, if I'm by myself because I just haven't found the right man, I must not be putting myself in the right places to find a man?
Or what's wrong with you?
Or what's wrong with me? I got to be crazy or got some tics or something.
What's your baggage?
What kind of baggage you got?
Right.
I'm like, and don't get it wrong. A lot of us got baggage. I got baggage.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean that is what's keeping us in a single state.
That's right.
It doesn't mean, because trust me, when I met my husband, I wasn't thinking about no man.
That was the furthest thing from your mind.
That was the furthest thing from I was concentrating on me. And then I even have to tell my husband sometimes, because he think everybody, he's one of those that think every woman need a man. And I had to tell him, I said, sometimes people don't need to be with anybody that's male or female, because they need to learn to love them first.
That's right.
Because you can't be any good for anybody else until you learn to love you.
You can love yourself. That is so true.
And I said, everybody don't need a man right now. And I find myself all the time when my husband thinks everybody needs somebody. So he always tells me, I'm going to fix you up with somebody. I'm going to find you somebody. And I tell him, when he tells a woman, girl, I'm going to find you a man, I look at her and say, don't date whoever you find.
Lord.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Because my husband just believes that everybody, and it's because he's happy.
Right.
So
he just want to,
everybody should have that same kind of happiness.
Right.
So he going to try to fix you up. Like, we got a minister at our church. He just started dating again. He's been divorced for a while. And he just started dating again. He's a younger man. He's like 36, 37. And he brought this young lady to church with him. Immediately, he ready to marry him off and give him some kids. And I said, honey, they just date. They just date, baby. They just trying to get to know.
That's right.
You done already planned the wedding and got her dropping a couple of babies. Come
Naming
on,
their first child.
And he like, I don't want no kids. My son just turned 15. I said,
Mm,
exactly. Who wants to
mm,
start over? Not it. Not
that's right.
I.
Mm, mm,
I,
mm.
I, I loved the baby years, but I do not miss them.
Yeah, that is my thoughts exactly.
Yeah, so I love my children. I love every moment of them growing up, but I don't miss all them years. I don't miss the baby stage. I don't miss the adolescent stage. I surely don't
Mm,
miss the teenage stage.
come on
Gee,
now.
I don't miss that at all. Because the first time
Mm-mm.
my baby came home and told me, "Mama, you don't even know him."
Oh Lord.
Girl, I was sick.
Mm-mm.
And my children tell me everything. So that's why I said when you get to a certain age,
Mm-hmm.
you already know what kind of path you've taken.
That's
You
right.
try to keep younger folks from taking the same path that you took, especially if it was too bumpy. You want theirs to be a little easier
A little smoother. That's
and a little
right.
smoother. And so, that's why I said these men, you need to take heed, because when
Mm-hmm.
you when we say things like, "Did you really say that to her?"
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That should tell you right then that you messed up.
Right.
Instead of you trying to justify the conversation, listen to what I'm saying. If I said, "Did
That's
you
right.
really say that?" What I'm really saying is, how could you possibly think that that was okay?
Right.
That was probably one of the stupidest things you ever said in your life. That's really what I'm saying. If I look at you and say, "Bless your heart,"
Oh Lord.
what I'm really saying is, "You big dummy,"
You fool.
or
Right.
"Oh, you poor baby, you just don't
Right.
have a clue." That's really what I'm. Poor baby.
Mm, mm,
You
mm,
just don't
mm.
have a
Bless your
clue.
heart. Yep.
Yeah, that's a bless your Lord, bless your heart. You just don't have a clue at all, do you? That's really what I'm saying. I'm
Uh-huh.
saying it in a nice way, but what I'm really saying is you ain't got a clue.
Uh-huh.
If a woman looks at you and says, "Here's the levels," what's wrong with you? Nothing. What's
Mm-hmm.
wrong with you? Nothing. That's two
Mm-hmm.
different nothings.
It is.
One is, no, there's really nothing wrong, and one is, you done got on my last nerve.
Something ain't right.
Something ain't
That's
right.
what that means. That's what that second
Listen,
one means.
listen to the levels in her
Mm-hmm.
voice. What
Mm-hmm.
she's really saying is, you on my nerve and I need some time.
Right.
Give me some space. That don't mean keep bugging me.
They don't
If
get it though, unfortunately.
And here's the other thing. Now tell me if you've come across this.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody done something or said something that upsets you.
Mm-hmm.
And you say, "I need to go cool off," or "I need some
Mm-hmm.
space for it.
Mm-hmm.
Give me about 30 minutes. But they keep coming at you talking.
Lord have mercy. Yeah.
And you
Been
said,
there. Mm-hmm.
I said, just give me a minute. But they still saying, "But I want to talk about this."
Yeah.
So now,
Where's the disconnect?
where is the disconnect? If a woman tells you, give her a minute, give her a
It's
minute.
pretty safe to say that she wants a minute, you know.
And
Don't keep.
she
Mm-hmm.
probably wants a minute because she wants to keep herself from saying something she can't take back.
That's right. That's exactly right.
That's the thing. I don't want to say something that I cannot take back, so let me go breathe
Mm-hmm.
before we finish this conversation.
Mm.
One of the things that bothers me is if we've had I call them an intense moment of fellowship,
Okay.
a disagreement,
Uh-huh.
and you've kind of really hurt my feelings. But then I walk away and say, "Look, let me just go get some air. Let's go to our neutral corners."
Mm-hmm.
But then you keep talking at me, not to me, at
At
me.
me. Right.
Now I'm just mad.
Mm-hmm.
I was trying not to be angry, but now I'm angry
Yep.
because you're not giving me my space.
Yep.
And if you do something to hurt my feelings or you do something wrong, I'm not going to be over it in 5 minutes.
Right.
And you need to
Exactly.
understand that, and that's what I'm saying. Like when you get past 40
Mm.
and you do something dirty to me,
Mm.
don't come to me 30 minutes from now trying to play with me and talk nice. Like you didn't just do something dirty 30 minutes ago.
Right.
You know, I actually said this to a young man. He cheated on his wife,
Mm-hmm.
and which that happens. It's not completely unforgivable. I'm not saying it's right, because it's not.
Right.
In some situations, stuff just happens. It's not like you planned it out.
Right.
Now, if you've been having a full-on relationship with this person outside, then you just straight up wrong. Now, you went out with your friends, you got a little drunk, something happened. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
We might be able to work past that. But you done built a whole little relationship, taking out on dates and all that kind of foolishness. That's a whole nother story.
That's right.
Because you're giving her what's supposed to only be mine.
Come on now.
And he cheated on his wife, and she found out about it.
Mm-mm.
And she was hurt, and she was devastated.
Mm.
And she told him, I love you too much to let this one incident ruin what we built. This is what she said to him.
Mm-hmm.
And they had been together like 7 years. They had only been married about 2 or 3.
Mm-hmm.
And so she said, I love you too much. We're building a life together. We have a child. I can't just walk away. I need to process.
Mm.
And a week later, he was angry, talk about she won't let him live it down, and she keep bringing it up. I said, it happened a week ago, dude. How you expect her to just be over that?
Yeah.
1 week ago, she caught you with another woman, and she didn't just find out about it. She caught you with the woman.
Oh my goodness. Wow.
A week ago.
That just goes to show you the differences between men and women.
Uh-huh.
They get over stuff like that. Goes to the very beginning of this conversation that we had. It's emotional for women. It's completely different. It's emotional. Men, they're on a completely different level. Something traumatic can happen, and they're over it, and they expect you to have the same reaction, and it just doesn't happen that way. Wow.
Right. And that's what I'm saying. And he could not understand for the life of him why she was still upset, and why she was not trying to talk to him really, and why she didn't want to sleep in the bed with him. And I'm like, dude, a week ago.
Wow.
1 week ago, she caught you with another woman. And like I said, it wasn't like I caught you with her, or it wasn't like somebody told me they saw you with her.
Yeah.
It wasn't like I read a text message and found out about it.
Right, right.
I walked up on you, and you were in full embrace with this woman. I walked up on you, and you were kissing this woman like you kissed me.
Nope. Wow.
But I'm supposed to just wipe that out of my head in a week.
Right. No, that's not. It doesn't happen that way.
I'm supposed to wipe out of my head in a week that this woman described my bedroom to me.
What? Wow.
You see what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, yeah.
I'm supposed to wipe that out. But if she turned into the angry woman, I don't want to do nothing with you, she's bitter. How about she's tired? Because she worked hard to build something with you, but you took it outside of what y'all were building. She developed a relationship with you, and you took what she was developing with you and gave a piece of it to somebody else.
Wow.
I'm tired of you now. I'm tired of this foolishness. That's what that is. It ain't bitter.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm tired.
Wow.
Big
difference. Big difference.
Big old difference. I'm just tired. I'm wore out because I have been building and working and in the trenches with you, and you take the affection, the conversation, the date nights, the laughs, the looks that you're supposed to only have for me, and give a little bit of that to somebody else. That's not bitterness. That's I'm tired.
That's right. That's exactly what that is.
As I'm tired. I'm sick of you. I'm sick of this foolishness. I'm just sick and tired. And like the old folks used to say, when you get sick and tired of being sick and tired,
that's when you know.
That's when you know. Because I'm one of those that, I can smile through just about anything.
Mm-hmm.
But when I'm tired, I'm tired.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just it. No, I'm not bitter. I'm not angry. I'm not a bitter woman. Yes, I've been hurt. Yes, I've been, beat down by life. But in some situations, I'm just tired. So so instead of spending my little bit of energy to fight with you, I'm just gonna stand there and look at you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say what I said and walk off. Like we say, I said what I said. That's
That's right. Mm-hmm. Mm-mm.
and my husband will tell you that. He said, because he tells people all the time, my wife never raises her voice. Because I
Mm-hmm.
don't. It takes too much energy for all that.
It really does.
If I get upset with you, I'm not gonna raise my voice and give
Mm-hmm.
myself a headache. I'm
Mm.
gonna sit there and look at you and I'm gonna say, you know what? You really are getting on my this is in my exact tone. You really are getting on my nerves. You're on that reserve nerve. And you are acting a fool right now. So I'm gonna come back at you when you calm down. Because I'm not gonna
Mm-hmm.
sit here and have no screaming match with you.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Getting your blood pressure all up.
Getting my blood pressure all up. I'm not gonna do that.
Mm-hmm.
And then I come back later and he'll be still mad and I say, are you okay to have a conversation? Oh, well, you ain't ready yet.
Let's go back. Let's go back.
Back later.
Mm.
And that's exactly how I'm gonna talk to you. I don't do no yelling and screaming. My
Yeah.
children will tell you that when they were growing up, I didn't yell and scream, which would scare them because I never yelled. If I
Mm-hmm.
yelled at you, that was some serious business. And I never
Mm-hmm.
yelled. My daughter, it's so funny because I have hazel brown eyes.
Mm-hmm.
My youngest daughter, she's the special one, as you can see.
Yeah. Yeah.
And she would come in the door and check my eyes to
Uh-oh.
see.
That would be the key. That's the
Yeah, because apparently my eyes change colors a little bit with my emotions. And so
mm.
she would look at my eyes and be like, okay, I can talk to you.
Wow.
so
Wow.
so and like you said, women are, and when people really get to realize this, it would be better off for everybody. Men are analytical.
Yep.
Everything for them is black and white.
Yep.
There's normally not a lot of gray area with men.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
When men are dealing with women, a lot of times, if they're not in a full-blown relationship with you,
Mm-hmm.
it's completely physical. They can
Yep.
detach.
Yep.
They can completely detach and not think about it.
And won't
I
think a thing about it. Yep.
didn't think a thing about it. I had to do what I had to do. I'm done. Bam, I'm out.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we went out. We had a good time. We went to a movie. I'm done. You know.
Mm-hmm.
But women are emotional.
Yep.
We do everything just about with our emotions. We have the ability to be analytical, but there's gray area for us.
Right.
And so, because we are emotional creatures, if you ask me out to dinner and a movie, for a man, we had dinner, we watched a movie, we laughed and talked. She's a cool lady. I'm out.
And that's it.
That's it. For a woman, you asked me out to dinner and a movie. We had dinner. We had beautiful conversation. We connected on so many different levels. Oh my God, we have so much in common. Do you know we laughed at the same spots in the movie? Girl, I think he the one.
Oh my Lord.
That
Yep.
whole that 4 hours was bliss. Girl, if he called me, he the one.
Mm-mm.
So the next day he calls you and says, I had a good time last night. For a man, I just had a good time with her. I want
Right.
to try to get to know her because she kind of cool. For a
Right.
woman,
Mm-mm.
I had a good time last night. Oh my God, girl, I think he's in love with me.
Yep.
Oh, we could be in a relationship. That's going to be my boyfriend in 2 weeks.
Nope.
And
little do you know, he ain't bit more thinking about you than the man in the moon.
Than the man in the moon, because we are two different types of creatures. Now,
Yep.
when the man and the woman can come together and make that oneness,
Right.
and beautiful thing because they can complement each other.
Right.
But when women understand that because we are emotional creatures, I'm not saying being detached,
Right.
but slow your roll
Yeah. Oh yeah.
with these gentlemen because they're not in it like you're in it.
That can save a whole lot of heartache.
Yeah, and that would save you a whole lot of heartache and pain.
Mm-hmm,
You won't be
mm-hmm.
outside somebody's house in the bushes a month later talking about why he didn't answer the phone when I called. Gonna recap. Tell me, what are pet peeves of yours, and what would you want people to take away from this conversation of is she bitter or is she just tired?
Just in having this conversation, you have reaffirmed to me that a pet peeve, a huge pet peeve of mine, is don't tell me what I'm thinking. Don't tell me what I'm feeling. Don't you're not inside me to know what's going on in my head.
Mm-hmm.
Allow me the opportunity to have my voice and say what's going on and say how I feel.
Right.
And don't interpret that as to mean, if I'm telling you how I feel, don't interpret that to mean I'm angry or bitter about something. I can just be having a voice and expressing my opinion.
There you go.
That's a huge pet peeve of mine. Don't tell me what I'm thinking.
Right. Good. Oh, that's a good one. Because that's
Mm-hmm.
basically mine. My biggest thing is what I would want people to take away from this is women of a certain age, even younger women, but most of the time women of a certain age, if they are a certain way or they're not saying much or they're responding to you and it seems harsh, don't just assume they're a bitter person. It could be that they've just been through some stuff and they're a little tired, so they just straightforward.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like you, my biggest pet peeve in the world is for you to tell me how I feel or what I'm thinking. And I'm telling you, no, that's not how I feel. Yes, you do. What? And so, and anybody that knows me knows that I'm straightforward, but I'm going to be as kind as I can, but I'm very dramatic.
Right.
And that comes from being an only child and having to learn to play by yourself.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm very dramatic. And so if I tell you, no, I'm not angry. Yes, you are. I can tell you. And I said, no, really, I'm fine. I'm not angry. Yes, you are. Now I'm going to really play it because you keep picking at me. So at the end of the day, don't assume that there are bitter women in the world.
Mm-hmm.
But don't assume that just because she's a certain way that she's bitter. Because there's a strong possibility that she's just tired. She's done with the foolishness. She's done beating around the bush. And she's just learning to be straightforward. When you get to a certain age, you don't feel the need to take 5 different routes to get to the point that you're trying to get to.
That's right.
We're going from A to B. You ask me a question, I'm answering it. And that's just it.
Yeah.
That's just it. It is what it is, And if you can't handle that, I'm sorry.
That's right.
So that's our lesson for today. Now on our next podcast with Miss Yanni, we're going to talk to you about how people's opinion of you is none of your business.
Come on now.
People's opinion in you, and I got that from the motivational speaker. I can't remember her name right now. When she said it, I said, Lord, if that ain't something to say, let me talk to y'all about that.
I know that's right.
People's opinion of you ain't none of your business. It ain't got nothing to do with what you got going on in your life. It's got to do with what's going on with them. But we're going to talk about that on the next one.
Okay.
But I want to thank you, Miss Yanni, for being on here with me and having this conversation with me today.
Thank you.
We're going to have Miss Yanni on a few more times because she has a lot to say, and I enjoy hearing her stories. So, her journey, because her journey and mine are so parallel. We just want you to live your best life and learn from us.
That's right. That's right.
So
I wish I had this 30 years ago.
Right. If somebody had sat me down and talked to me like this 30 years ago, child, where would I be? All right, my darlings, you have been listening to part 4 of Bitter or Tired, part of our Women Talking series. We are in the midst of the Women Talking series. We have a lot of subjects, and you know how we are as women. When we get to talking, we could go a while. So this was part 4, and then we have a couple of new subjects coming up. I have new guests coming on. I'm so excited about this season of the podcast because of the fact that I get to bring on some friends, some colleagues, some people that I really admire. And, we're just going to have some wonderful conversations. I want you guys to have the best experience you can with our content. And I want to make sure that it's not just me talking all the time. So I am really excited. As always, guys, I am so grateful for you tuning in and listening and taking time out of your busy day to see what's going on over here with me. I love you. As always, remember to live life, laugh often, eat some good food while you're doing it. And until next time, you guys be blessed.